Let me discuss the question I received beforehand in writing. One is, Dear Venerable Sayādaw, how does mindfulness help us in A. Illness, B. Old age, and C. Death? We can do two questions together because the essence of the question is the same, only presentation is different. And what ways does our Lord Buddha's teaching connect us to the development of ultimate freedom of the mind through mindfulness?
在什么方式佛陀的教导可以让我们获得最终的自由？
As I have just now said, the two questions are in essence the same. Freedom from illness or beneficial effect help us mean how does it aid us to overcome the suffering of illness, aging or decay, and death? Meaning this in the second question it mentioned as ultimate freedom of the mind through mind. Ultimate freedom of mind means ultimate freedom of the mind from the suffering of this universal or natural suffering of the illness, old aging and death, so we can be together. So let us study more detail about the question to understand. Mindfulness means practicing of vipassana bhavana or insight meditation on four foundations of mindfulness, as Buddha has given instruction in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. The four foundations of mindfulness is what our meditators here are practicing. The four foundations are: 1. Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on the physical phenomena or corporeality or bodily phenomena. 2. Vedana Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation or mindfulness meditation on feelings and sensations. Then Citta Nupassana Satipatthana, contemplation on the mind and the mental factors. And Dhammanupassana Satipatthana is Dhamma. The word Dhamma has got no equivalent meaning in English, so we used to keep the Pali word as it is, Dhamma. It covers both physical and mental phenomena. So when we practice the four foundations of mindfulness, what benefit we gain? From the very introduction of this Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Buddha gave assurance that you gain 7 benefits. Eka eno ayam beikhui mego sadhanam visuddhiya, soka pridevanam samadaikamaya, dukkha domana sanam atingamaya, nyayasa adhikamaya, nibbanasa sachikiriyaya, Yaridam Jataro Satipatthana. Meaning is, practicing four foundations of mindfulness will lead you or will give you the benefit, 7 benefits. The first one is Saddhanam Visuddhiya. Saddha means beings, Visuddhi means purification. Purification of being means purification of the mind of the beings. Why beings need purification of the mind? Non-meditator's mind is normally or constantly obsessed or influenced by mental defilements. In Pali we call kilesas, rooted in 3 main evil roots of lobha or greed, dosa or hatred or anger, and moha or delusion. So we need to purify the mind if you want to get liberation or freedom from all suffering of old age, sickness and death, we need to purify the mind. Unless if we don't purify the mind, we'll be whirling around in the vicious circle of repeated rebirths, aging and death. So, by practicing 4 formations of mindfulness, Buddha assured that the first benefit you gain is Satana Visuddhi, purification of your mind. The Buddha says, Soka Paridivana Samataikamaya. You can overcome sorrow and lamentation. Soka means sorrow. Sorrow and lamentation, overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, second and third. Then dukkha domanasana atangamaya. Dukkha is physical pain. Domanasa means mental pain. We beings are composed of mind and matter, nama and rupa. So pain arises as a physical cause or mental cause. So physical cause pain is called dukkha. Mental anguish or mental sorrow is this mental pain. So to sum up this physical and mental pain as a 4th and 5th benefit you gain. Then as I say, Nyayasa Adhikamaya, attainment of path and fruition knowledge. And the 7, Nibbana Sasichikiriyaya, realization of Nibbana. So by practicing these 4 formations of mindfulness, you can just imagine the benefit is tremendous. It can purify your mind. You can overcome sorrow and lamentation, which is the noble truth of suffering. Then we can surmount physical pain, mental pain. Then you can gain path and fruition knowledge. And as a 7, you can realize Nibbana, the end of all suffering. So how does it help this mindfulness meditation? Mindfulness means mindfulness meditation or Satipatthana Vipassana Bhavana. Mindfulness insight meditation. To gain these 7 benefits. And the meaning of liberation from the mind, or to be free from those 3 universal ailments of aging, sickness and death. How does it help? If you practice these 4 foundations of mindfulness and the letter according to the instruction given in Satipatthana Sutta, which we have been often explaining from time to time, you realize enlightenment. So here we'll have to understand the word enlightenment. I've explained this word enlightenment from time to time anyway. It's worth repeating. Because different speakers or different authors of the books, they interpret in their own way. It is beneficial to be noted that in Buddha's teaching, the word enlightenment means at that time of enlightenment, while you are doing this mindfulness meditation, you achieve 3 things. The simile given is like when you are lighting a candle or a lamp. It serves 3 purposes. Burning out the wicks and the wax, then expelling out the darkness and emission of that light. 3 things are achieved by lighting a new flame or a lamp. So at the time of enlightenment, you gain 3 things. Mega Phala Citta arise. Path and fruition consciousness arise. So according to Abhidhamma, any consciousness that arises must have some object. Without object, no conscious mind can arise. When there is no object, the mind sinks back to Bhavanga Citta. Life continues. Only when it is presented by some object, the conscious mind arises. So at the time of enlightenment, the path and fruition of consciousness, they take Nibbana as object. And that is what we call enlightenment. And they realize Nibbana. So that is the meaning of realizing Nibbana, means arising of path and fruition knowledge. Taking Nibbana as object, and then you realize the Nibbana. So when you realize Nibbana, at the third achievement is you can penetrate into the Four Noble Truths. What are the Four Noble Truths? Most of our meditators here are familiar with the Four Noble Truths, because it is unique to our Buddha's teaching, and all Buddhists should be well versed with this Four Noble Truths. The first truth is Noble Truth of suffering, Dukkha Satya. Second is Noble Truth of the cause of suffering, Samudaya Satya. And the third is Noble Truth of the cessation of suffering, Nirodha Satya. And the fourth truth is Magga Satya, the Noble Truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. So these are the Four Noble Truths which you penetrate, meaning you personally experience and at that moment of enlightenment. So how does it apply in our practical meditation? When you are taking these nama and rupa, mind and the matter, or if you want to elaborate theoretically, 5 aggregates, Panchupada Nakanda. This is, you are observing the Dukkha Satya, the first noble truth. Because if you all remember, the first discourse, standing on the wheel, delivered by Buddha, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, he elaborately expressed about suffering and life. Jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, marana pi dukkha, api sambhyogo dukkha. He elaborated many dukkhas, gross form of suffering that we humans are experiencing everyday life. Being born, being growing old, dead, to be separated from loved ones, to associate with those who are not conducive to one, and not getting what you want, and wanting what you cannot get. All these are suffering. And finally, he concluded with a brief expression, Sankheti na Panchupada Nakana Dukkha. So briefly speaking, these 5 aggregates is just suffering. So when you all are taking up this nama and rupa or 5 aggregates as object of noting, you are observing Dukkha Satya. So that's how it leads to this liberation of the mind, or overcoming of universal suffering of aging, sickness and death. Now how about the second noble truth of the cause of suffering? Today we have already explained the causes of suffering because of the craving. Parivartana is translated in many words, craving or thirst. Like when a person is thirsty of water, it hankers after, or it longs to quench the thirst. So also the desires and the craving is a cause of action. So when you do action, then it becomes the first noble truth, suffering. So the cause of suffering is Dana or craving for sense pleasure, craving for existence, craving for non-existence. So this is the second noble truth you understand by this mindfulness meditation.
如何的来修治第二个圣地极地？极地就是苦的起源。 苦的起源也就是贪哈贪爱，或另外一个意思是渴望。好像如果一个人他口渴，他渴望要喝水，同样的，当一个人有贪爱或渴望，他就想做一些行动以满足他的欲望。当他有这个贪爱来做一些行动，就会造就第一个圣地苦地。
Then the third noble truth is Nirodha Satya, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, meaning realization of Nibbana. When one realizes Nibbana, that's the end of the story. For all these sufferings are ceased. So cessation of suffering is Nirodha Satya, or realization of Nibbana. And the fourth is Magga Satya, the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Magga Satya. Magga Satya is what our meditators here practice. Magga Satya, as you all know, there are 8 factors, eight path factors. Samma deity, right view, Samma Sankappa, right thought, Samma Vacha, right speech, Samma Kammanta, right action, Samma Ajiva, right livelihood, Samma Vayama, right effort, Samma Sati, right mindfulness, and Samma Samadhi, right concentration. In short, these 8 factors are grouped into 3 training, Buddhist training of Sila, Samadhi, Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom. So by doing this mindfulness meditation, you are practicing this 8-fold path factors. How? Every morning we administer 8 precepts, or minimum if you observe 5 precepts. It amounts to moral Sila Maganga, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva is established by taking precepts, either 5, 8, 10, or whatever you can. Okay, let us stop here. It's late. Idami Punya Nibbanasa Pachayo Hotu Idami Punya Nyatinang Hotu Sukhita Vandu Nyatayo Imano Punya Bhagan Sabha Satana Dhima May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all be free from suffering. May you all attain eternal peace or Nibbana in the shortest possible time.